why?
It's my understanding that it will not affect town roads, state roads.
How come?
It's not,
Why should there be an exemption?
it's written that way, but they're not included in the percentages.
I agree with that this interpretation, and as I believe the last version, 2007, they did include town roads, but they took it out in the final version for some reason, and I don't
It
know.
wasn't.
Better take all the blacktops.
Gary.
I have one for Peter. I just visited with being a town chairman, I visited with one of our town residents that is looking at a project. Had a huge concern because all of the people on Pointed Pines Road along the lake are probably only, they have a road, most of them own property on the other side of the road, and because when a road goes in, even though they own that property, that constitutes another lot, okay? So now, are there 15% based on both lots or just their lot on the water?
The way it's written right now, it applies to one lot of the structure on it. It says lot or parcel, shoreline lot or parcel.
Question about what quantifies the impervious surface for landscape business, and the big buzzword out there now is permeable paving. In other words, brick that allow water to permeate through that surface. How are they going to interpret that as far as permeable surface?
The way it's defined right now, it says an area that releases as runoff all or a majority of precipitation that falls on it. Some of the meetings that I attended, the DNR stated that it would be a town or county, per county basis as far as how they wanted to define whether concrete or crushed gravel, if that was considered impervious. They didn't go into great detail. My best guess is gravel would be a choice of the county, but anything other than that, that's a impermeable surface like concrete, asphalt, other structures, those would be considered impervious.
So if you had we all know that if you take a hard packed 6-inch highway grade of gravel, it is not permeable. The water does not pass through that. However, if you were to take and create a driveway with a base of the natural sand that we have up here, and put 8 inches of 1.5-inch rock, and on top of that lay a fabric with some sand, and put a permeable paver that has an area around it that allows water to penetrate down into it. I mean, to me, arguably, that's much more permeable if you can gather that water onto that surface.
I would agree, and I think if the definition goes on further to state that unless specifically designed, constructed, or maintained impervious, and I don't know exactly what those standards are, but I know there's a lot of examples like the one you just gave were technically impervious.
So that would be something that people could fall back on to take a driveway, maybe turn it into a permeable surface, or a walkway, or a patio. A deck, is a deck impervious or impervious?
That was another structure that was discussed that it would be up to the county. If they felt that it was pervious, constructed pervious, that it would not be included.
I think, so there's a definition, there's a definite difference here between structure and impervious surface.
Yes.
I don't know why you smiled like that, Pete.
He didn't want me to call him, that's why I did.
I know we go back a long ways on a lot of different issues, but you touched very lightly on the wetland designation. And of course, you remember that Gary and I fought very vigorously over the years about the DNR's wetland designation and high water mark. Have they changed it to any significance since we had some of the problems that we had with various homes here, and we fought very strenuously for the individual? And if they haven't, that is even going to compound that problem even worse than what we think the NR 115 is going to affect, how it's going to affect us.
They attempted to address it by, he basically stated, did they do anything with this new NR 115 that would address this setback to ordinary watermark / lake bed / wetland? And if they haven't, or if they did, He's just making the point that it would have a huge impact on where you see the red marks on the map right now. Right? This map was created going from the actual open water, but some of these links, a good example would be Burroughs Lake. If I can find it. Burroughs Lake actually is a wetland complex that would be considered lake bed that was way around it. Past what you see is red, so this within 1,000 foot from the ordinary watermark would encompass a large area. I would say about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, they attempted to add language that would address the setback issue, and Carl and I both sent them letters begging them to make this part of the language change. And the language basically said this: if a wetland extends more than 40 feet between the open water and the wetland upland boundary, the county may establish a setback of 35 feet landward from the wetland upland